The NASCAR All Cars races today, and the format is so fucked up, even some of the drivers are puzzled.
It feels like a normal weekend. I would say it feels the least like an all-star weekend than it's ever had.
So, what changed? The All Star race began as a no strings attached shootout for a big paycheck. No championship implications, just a field of NASCAR's finest out there trying to make a dollar and put on a show in the process. NASCAR's first All Star race was in 1985, simply called the Winston, a 12-car field including icons like Darrell Waltrip, Cale Yarborough, Bill Elliott, and of course, Dale Earnhardt. 70 laps, 200,000 to win, and a few pay bonuses for leading laps 20 and 50. Over time, NASCAR continued to develop on the format in what seemed like a legitimate attempt to maximize the excitement per dollar with segments, shootouts, and slowly expanding the qualifying field, all previous champions and past All-Star winners. I'm good with this. Maybe a truly talented driver has had a shit few years. That doesn't revoke their accomplishments. This trend of driver expansion continued into the early 2000s with a fan favorite provision and potentially my favorite addition, the Open. The Open is a true, no-holds-barred, bare-knuckle boxing match by the remaining drivers for an attempt to win their way in with everything to gain and nothing to lose. We had something good for a while, but by the late 2000s, NASCAR did what NASCAR does. They began to find solutions for problems that didn't exist. This resulted in random inversions, long end segments, and an ever-changing elimination format. This took a thrilling, all-out battle and molded it into a condensed, stale conservation race. It felt less like winning and more about surviving, like our current superspeedway setup. Through the 2010s and 2020s, NASCAR continued to double down on the gimmicks, even going as far as to leaning into one of their own largest conspiracies, the promoter caution. If the race isn't doing exactly what they want it to, they re-rack the field. This random event typically comes at the expense of the drivers who have created a dominant lead. So with all that said, what do we have today? 3 segments, 350 laps, and all drivers included. The first 2 segments are essentially heat races, taking the top 26 average finishers from both segments and having them run a final segment as a main event. This doesn't highlight NASCAR's all-stars. It capitalizes on the luck, both good and bad, from the drivers today, with an even chance of drivers like Cody Ware to luck their way into a race, while simultaneously potentially ruining the day of NASCAR's true all-stars.